Back again.
It's been so long.
It's been so long since we've talked about this topic.
Well, it's been a week for the people who are listening, but it's been about 30 seconds for us. Yeah. Actually, between lunch and now.
Yeah. So we thought we would just keep into this topic of extended family and relationships for a little part 2, because I feel like we only scratched the surface for questions.
Yeah, we kind of got
on this topic.
A lot of sidetracked conversations, which I think were important.
It was good. I like how we both went out to bed. It was so good, though.
Really good modifications.
It was really good. So,
all right, well, that's been a good podcast.
That's it. You, me, and Mike podcast gmail.com. Okay, pull up the questions, Mike.
All right.
We're pretty much going to try to be more structured this episode.
Stay on track.
And we're not even track. I don't like to think of it that way, because we were doing what we were doing. We were flowing.
We did the shift in roles, create your own family culture, deciding which traditions to carry forward.
Hold on. If you're jumping in and you did not listen to the episode from the week prior, I highly recommend doing that, because we are just steamrolling into the topic we've already been talking about. And so we don't want to restate over things. So if you haven't watched, make sure you go back and listen to last week's.
That's right, because we're still going to stay on the subject of your family, dealing with family. All right, so last episode we kind of ended on creating your traditions. We were talking about Christmas, holidays and families. So one of the questions somebody asked us was, how do you navigate the challenges of splitting time between your extended families?
Ooh, I think anyone in your family would tell us that it's very unbalanced and that we hang out with my family a lot more. And they would be right because of proximity, like with your family in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Also, your dad doesn't give us an option.
He's like, I'm coming over. No, he's good. He'll usually be like, joke, y'all free Saturday? And I'm like, come on. And I will say why we get to see my family so much and why they have been awesome, especially the last few years, is they know we're hanging on by our teeth, and and the weekends we're so busy, and so they know in order to hang right now in the season we're in, they kind of have to come to us or it won't happen. Yeah. I mean, we are in a crazy busy phase. Our weekends aren't ours. We work the hardest on the weekends, arguably. Saturday and Sunday we're either at games or practices. So
yeah, there's pretty much one day a week that we don't have something going on with the kiddos.
But. And so when everyone can come to us, we can fit them in between the practices. Or my brother brought his daughter over 2 weekends ago and they came to softball practice with us and we found the park and we played there. So
yeah, and I think it's just being empathetic to the time we're in, and everyone goes through different phases of life. And right now our phase is that we're just really busy with our family and our kids and our activities, and between the work and all this stuff, it's hard to cut out. Now we do travel. We try to make a point to go 2 times a year up to visit my family in Wisconsin. We do one time in the summer, and then we navigate somewhere around the holidays, usually around Thanksgiving. We'll do it. But as we said last episode, Christmas, we anchor to our house, and just during the week, we're like, hey, people are always welcome to come be a part of us, and it may sound a little bit selfish, and it might be a little bit selfish, but that's the only way we've been able to navigate it.
I don't think it's selfish. It's like we don't have an option. If we commit these kids and these kids want to play these sports and do these things, then we need to be a good teammate and we need to put our effort in where we can. And that's my mentality.
Now we hope it's probably easy to get stuck in that mindset. Eventually things are going to change when, the kids are driving or they're out of the house. The life should navigate, and the pathways will change. We'll be half of the ones that travel, but right now the season's kind of coming to us, and I think we'll have to be empathetic and understanding to the situation that's changed when they come. And I guess if there's people out there, if your grandparents probably like, I wish my kids came to see me more often, just remember what you went through in those moments and times, and sometimes it's hard to travel.
Totally.
This other question was about, have we dealt with any unsolicited advice? I don't know if we really have. Oh, I think we a little bit.
I mean, my parents give their thoughts, for sure, even if I don't ask.
Sure.
But also, to a point, their thoughts are always welcome.
Yeah.
But we do things slightly different on a couple of aspects. Mm-hmm. And I've made it clear, hey, this is different. It's always going to be different. So let's not keep pointing out that it's different.
Well, right.
And that's okay. And we have, you're different. I'm different. I think something that I didn't realize before going into a marriage and raising children is I'm going to do it exactly like I was raised, because that's all I've ever known. And then you don't realize when you bring in someone, you marry someone with an extremely different family dynamic and a different way of dealing with conflict or discipline.
Yeah.
Like, we are black and white as far as like difference on the spectrum. And
we've talked about that in the past.
Yeah, we've talked, like, that's been the hardest.
How we were raised and what our perspective of discipline was and how we were going to do it. And, and the importance of being getting on the same page.
Correct. And so it's taken us years and years and years, and we still have moments where we're in that moment not sitting on the same page, and we have to get there and find each other on the same page. And so I had to get to a point where I know what our marriage is. I know how hard we work to find that middle common ground of how we feel both very comfortable parenting, and it's not how I was raised. It doesn't look just like it. And so, but they don't know that because they're not in this marriage. And so I'm trying to also give grace in that regard too, enough to where if a comment is made or something is said and it eats at me like overnight, then that's when I'm like, okay, I just don't want to hear that comment anymore. And it makes me think bad thoughts. Like, I get upset. Then I'll say, hey, just want to let you know, like, that does, for whatever reason, I'm not saying it's like right or valid, but this hurts my feelings or makes me feel this. And then they're always like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean it that way.
A lot of it, I think if there's things that we hear, it's often coming from, like, they may not have it a place to try to, like, your parents are never trying to hurt you.
Never.
Right? And if it's coming from a sister or brother or friend or even parents that are giving you advice about your kids and how to raise them or whatever, I think people's perspective, if you step back and look at it, why are they trying to tell me this one? Because they usually think that they're trying to do it out of love, even though sometimes it's not warranted.
It feels welcome. Like judgment in the time because you're defensive. And
because you're doing your best you can at that point. And, you know, and I've given people this advice as well, is sometimes you just go, you know what, I really appreciate that advice. And you do what you need to do.
Gosh, I don't have that ability.
Literally. I mean,
I wish I did.
Just, you know what? You know, because I think the thing is you acknowledge what somebody says. You may have a wildly different opinion about what it is, whether it's to do as a discipline or, I don't know, food or, you know, habits or whatever it may be that you do things like, you know, it's like, I really appreciate your perspective on that.
I'm just not there in my maturity
and you're like,
yet.
you move on and you're like, okay, well then I'm going to go keep doing how I do my life with my kids because I am doing the best I can. Or you step back and you look at it and say, if we're getting defensive from something, because sometimes we need to hear things, right? Yeah. Sometimes you're like, oh crap, I didn't think that, or I didn't hear that. It's an outside perspective sometimes gives us a little point to reflect on why somebody would be giving that. Now, if it's just nitpicky stuff that bothers you and it gets frustrating, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could only imagine if I was around your family all the time or my family and they're constantly saying like, well, you really need to be disciplining your kids more, or you really shouldn't be doing this, or you should be doing this. You'd be like, Lord, please be quiet.
Well, and I think also what has to do with that is like, the generational parenting styles are just so vastly different now. And I think it's because of everything being videoed and on social media. And I don't know. I just feel like it's so different, even in the way people discipline from generation to generation and what's acceptable and what's like not acceptable or abuse. Like, it's very different. I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
Oh, no,
the generations are crazy different.
No, I mean, I think
as far as what's appropriate and what's not anymore, kind of, as a vast majority whole. I mean,
I don't know if it's just social media. The point is, I think.
No, I'm not saying just.
Yeah, I think generationally, I mean, the family dynamics hopefully don't change too much over a long-term generation, traditional family values. But from a standpoint of like the way people are raised, I mean, you think about.
I'm not talking about traditional values. I'm talking about disciplinary acts.
Yeah, I mean,
very different than traditional values.
Grab a switch off a tree and whip your kid back in the 40s, and I was like, that's allowed. You should be doing that. You should be, I mean, there's a verse in the Bible, right? Spare the rod. What's it? Oh, gosh, I can't remember.
He's quoting scripture you don't even know. Rod. It's fine. Everyone carry on.
I'm blanking on it. I am having I'm gonna look at the.
Don't spare. It's called "Don't Spare the Rod."
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, people take that literal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean hit your kids. It just means discipline's important.
Yeah.
I just say from a standpoint of discipline, get on the same page, be consistent.
Everyone has to do what they feel comfortable with and are confident in doing and what they both agree on. I think that's the hardest part with the parenting. So with unsolicited advice, how I would handle it is, I don't know, these questions, every time someone tells me like an in-law or something that chaps their butt, and I'm just like, just tell them. Like, my personality, I get so irritated when people have the time to go and talk about the issue behind that person's back rather than just go talk to them. Like, it makes my head want to explode. Now, I understand going for advice, seeking counsel before you're going to go and make that conversation. Okay, I understand that. Hey, I'm going to go talk to my mother-in-law about this. This is what I'm thinking. Yep. Any thoughts for someone who's trusted? Totally different. I don't think that's talking behind their back. I think that's getting your thoughts together. But if it's like an ongoing thing for years and years,
you got to say something.
Just talk about it. But you got to work on the presentation. It doesn't mean you go in hot and tell them they're a horrible person. I think you have to go in being like, hey, you might not mean this, even though you darn well know she means it. Or you say, I know you might not mean this. This is how I'm taking this. And it's like really wearing on me. Like, I feel it making me feel bad about myself. Yeah. And I know you don't mean to do that. I always feel like you want to give the person the benefit of the doubt, because even if you don't believe it and you think they are doing it, chances are they maybe aren't, you know? And just, I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Sometimes people don't really even realize they're doing it.
Yes, I agree.
But I think if you come from a position of love, like, hey, just said it, you can take it. You can go the one pathway and say, hey, I really appreciate your advice. Think, I'll take that in consideration. And, I know you love our kids. And you move on. You don't have to, but it gets to the point where, like, hey, look, I know you're coming from a place of love, and and I know you've been through it, and you raised a great kid, obviously married your husband or wife, whatever it may be, and you raised a great person, so that there's something to be said for that.
Some validity there.
There's some validity. You raised a great person that I'm with, but when you're saying these things repeatedly, it's hard. Like, I don't want to have a place where we're not going to be around you guys, whatnot. Like, we appreciate it, we respect it, but right now it might be, those comments don't help the current situation we're in.
And also, if you feel very confident about how you are raising your kids, or specifically something you're doing, then there is a time where I think you plant your feet into the ground and say, this is how we're doing it. And so you got to stop with those comments, because this isn't changing.
Correct. Well, that's
because it's just, there's no point. Like, you have to you're essentially telling them to back down and give up because you're standing firm in a nice way. Yeah.
And they aren't the parents.
And that's okay. And they're not the parents. You're allowed to say that.
You are.
Like, I think, especially when, I know the parental thing is like a tough relationship to navigate, but you're a grown adult and you have children of your own. Yes, I feel like it's very foolish to be very close-minded to where you won't listen to advice. However, it doesn't mean you take all advice, because of circumstances that are different in your family versus others.
Yeah, and if you totally disagree with what the person's saying as well, it's like, okay, I got it, and we hear you.
Or you don't disagree, but I say, I don't disagree with you, Mom or Dad. Like, say it like that. But that's not what we have decided that we're doing. Yeah. And so, I'm married to him and we're doing this together. I totally hear you, but that's not what we have agreed on, how we're going to do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's parts, for sure. That's an absolute valid standpoint. Because what I don't think you people want to get to, or what you'd want to have, is have a relationship where you're avoiding that person and you don't want to be around them anymore. And then you're changing the entire opportunity for your kids to have opportunities with their grandparents or in-laws or sisters or brothers or whatever it may be, because of something that is being brought into you. And again, we get to process information however we want. I know, like, sometimes the brains tell us differently, and those emotional responses are very real that come out. Mm-hmm. But as you and I have talked about it, is that we should be more in control of our own way that we do receive things, right? Like,
yes, I was just thinking that in my head. I was literally, you were talking, I'm not gonna lie, I zoned out for a second, but I was thinking about the topic. And I was like, we've become, and maybe you agree, or I think you would now, you saying that, I think we've become a society where we're constantly like defensive of ourselves first, versus like, hey, giving grace to someone, being like, I know you didn't mean it that way. It's like, you're gone. We're not hanging out. You don't respect my whatever. I just feel like we are so quick to throw up like the walls and be like, I'm protecting my peace, and my like they throw all these names on it from
words have become warfare in this country more than like really anything. And so it's never find yourself in a place of trying to be virtuous for the sake of being virtuous and throwing signals up to be right and have the other person be wrong. And that's where it is a lot of, like, just in general, all the conflict that's kind of in this country. A lot of people want to be right and they want the other person to be wrong. Yeah. And sometimes a lot of nuance in between. There's a lot of rights. There's some true rights and there's some true wrongs. But then there's perspectives of people's lives have in between that if you're not empathetic and open-minded enough to have a conversation of dialogue. And yeah, you can disagree, whether it's family or politics or whatever it may be. You can disagree with other people on things and still love them.
Yeah,
you really can love them because you all love you, and that's what God calls us to do. I mean, He calls us love others.
Yeah.
Not some.
I just feel like we're very fueled by social media rants and things where if someone doesn't agree with you, then like they're fundamentally wrong and they're not safe people to be around. And I just feel like it's like pitting us against each other versus like having a softness of like, okay, my family member very much believes something extremely different than me, but like who cares? That's my aunt or uncle and they're my family.
I love
them
anyway.
It's like, yeah, it's sad, and I don't like that very much. I feel like it's gotten a lot worse because of social media and whatnot.
Well, yeah, and again,
watching people rant.
People want to be right.
Yeah, telling us that it's okay to keep your inner peace and block everyone out. Like it's just very sad. Like I don't like it.
It's isolationistic.
I think it feeds into it.
And all you do is feed into people who have the same mindset with you. And the hard thing is, and this is even, again, this is applicable to family for sure, because opinions. If you disagree with somebody, doesn't mean that they don't have validity in their thought. They don't have there's common ground that you come and be like, I understand why you would think that way or why you're raised that way, what your perspective would be to get to a point where you can have at least a place of understanding.
Right.
And hopefully that other person can find the same thing. And if you're dealing with an in-law or mom or somebody that totally disagrees with the way that you're raising your because if this is related to kids or choice of a spouse or whatever it may be, maybe you just have an in-law that can't, your mom or dad can't stand the person you married, and that sucks if that happened. I'm very lucky that your parents that you married one of the best people around. So your parents are very lucky to have me.
I was about to say that. I was just about to say we both got super lucky because none of our parents like badger the other one or like talk down or like are super dominant. I feel like everyone lets everyone be their person. Wouldn't you say? Like no one interjects like harsh.
No.
But yeah, and if you're a grandparent listening or watching this, I would challenge you to be a little more open and not just be so stuck on maybe how you did it. And even though you're really, feeling great about how you did things, that's amazing. But it's just such a different world now. And people are still the same. Yes. But it's just the things I'm going to speak for me. The things we have to parent our children through right now is something that your generation didn't have to do, and you'll never have to do it. And that's working around technology and the things that are thrown in our children's faces. Our children are...
the last 15 years, kind of.
Yes, our children's... I hate to sound dramatic, but it's so true. Our children's innocence has gone so quick just because of what they're exposed to. Maybe our kids don't have phones. They have a Gab family phone. They have access to the internet from other people's kids who do have phones. Yep. And so our kids are very much exposed to a ton of things. And I know that doesn't sound like anything, but the stuff that they consume at a very young age makes us have to have really concrete beliefs quickly and have conversations, and it's just really hard. I don't know how else to describe it.
There's an infinite amount of content with an infinite amount of opportunities to show good or bad. There really is. Like when I was raised, there was 4, 6, 9, 18, and 24. Those were the channels. I really remember. On TV. Okay. 4, 6, 9. So ABC, NBC, and CBS. Those are the three. 18 was Fox, and then 24 was Fox, and 18 was, I don't know, whatever the other random ones. But you had these little clicker knobs. Point is that it was like you watched what was on, and it was generally reruns. It was Happy Days, or it was Star Trek, or it was like whatever that was on when you came to school, and there were cartoons on Saturday, and that was kind of it.
Yeah.
And then you got bored because I remember being sick, and I was actually talking to my dad about that. When one of our kids had to stay home, and I saw him at the brewery. We had lunch, and it's like, you were home watching. I think it was when Viv got sick, but I was like, yeah, they're sick. I go, I remember being sick and just being like hating it because you could only watch so many game shows and soap operas before you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And now you're like, I can go home. I got an iPad. You got video games.
We have to tell them
constantly anything.
We have to tell them like you can't watch TV or you have to rest and sleep because when we take sick days, they can't be too fun. But that's what Mike and I say.
There's like an unlimited amount of opportunity, and that's the thing is that it is hard to navigate it because that is a whole a whole another
topic.
podcast in itself of that exposure to just everything. I mean, our kids are on screens their entire day at school. They do all their homework on computers now. That's the way that they do it from 5th grade moving forward in our school district. And I may not agree with it, but that's the way it is. And part of it is I may not agree with it. It doesn't mean that they have to figure out how to navigate it. And it's the same thing with navigating social media. It's just a new norm of like parents that have to be able to navigate their kids through this entire complex, overly difficult place to be able to create a social network. And we're trying to keep our kids off as long as possible. At a certain point, when we don't want to also be the kids that are fully alienated their kids and making them.
That's the tricky part.
It's hard.
We don't even need to go on all that. But I'm just saying, if you're a grandparent and you're like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah, just let them watch the TV.
As long as they're loved and fed and taken care of, I feel like I'm just asking you to have grace on like your kids and how they're parenting. And if it looks different than yours, like the thing with me is like that's your kid, right? That you're watching parent now kids. You raise them well, I'm sure you think. So you have to trust them that like they know their marriage, their spouse, they know their kids, and they're going to raise good people too. It just might be done differently than how you did it. And that's not bad, because I hate to break it to you. There's not one way.
Well,
There's not one way, because every kid is different.
I bet you they did it different than their parents too.
Oh, 100%.
And we do, but we talked before. We also do things similar. I know it's weird. But we expect things to be kind of the same way we experienced it. And we talked about that kind of the roles and relationships. A lot of, if you're a man and your mom did everything around the house and you come into marriage, you might just have this assumption that's just normal. That's the way it is. And then that person has totally different perspective. And you have these uncommunicated expectations that you need to communicate through. And it's the same thing with your parents. And it comes back down to that common core of what we've talked about before, is communicating.
Just talking.
I
just don't think it's hard.
Opening a dialogue up, saying, hey, I love it. I love you. And always come out of love, and make sure you're not coming out of selfishness. And if you're getting to the point where you're avoiding your family because of it, you don't want to be around them because of it, that's the point where that's where it's worth a conversation. Because if you're like, I don't want to be around that, and you get awful feelings about it. Like, what's gonna be worse, having a conversation and then actually putting things up? And it might be worse for a little bit. Yeah. But sometimes it takes a little bit of pain to process and to move on. All right, friends, a quick mid-show break. This episode is brought to you by Rocket Money. I'm actually the one who signed us up for it. I love any app or anything that can help us get a control of our finances. And I got to admit, this one impressed me. We saved so much money, I don't even want to say it out loud. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and it even works to lower your bills so you can grow your savings. You can safely link your credit cards and bank accounts and see everything in one place. The first time we used it, I found at least 5 old subscriptions. I didn't even know we were still paying for them. It was so easy to cancel and instantly feel like we were more on top of things. And we're not alone. Rocket Money has helped people save over $2.5 billion, including $880 million just from canceled subscriptions alone. So cancel those unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go over to rocketmoney.com/you, me, and Mike today. Again, that's rocketmoney.com/you, me, and Mike, spelled ROCKETMONEY.com/you, me, and Mike, YOUMEANDMIKE. Go on over and get started today with Rocket Money. Right?
Yes.
Anyway, that was
what do you do with support system and stress?
Support, like
with
family support?
Family, yeah. His family's in Wisconsin.
I don't know how to.
I just wanted to see what he would say.
I mean, let me see what the question is. Let me look at my notes here. When does your extended family help lighten a load? Extended family cause them stress. So recognize when to lean. Oh yeah, okay. I can say from our standpoint, we've already talked on this, so I don't think it's gonna be that long one. We have a great support network when we need it.
Yeah.
We've been very fortunate to have, my dad and stepmom live very close to us. If we need last minute help, Jen's parents are always willing to step in and help when we need it. Jen and I do at least one vacation a year, grown up trip that we go on, or date night.
Yeah.
We have a strong enough support network. Do we have people coming over every day? No. We haven't asked for that.
No.
We didn't want that.
We don't have extended family intermixed into our lives helping per se in that way. Like I know I have quite a few friends, like their mom come over certain days of the week and they're like the child care. Yeah. We don't have that because my parents are very young and they're still working full time and they're still grinding and making businesses. But we have them for vacations like once a year when we need that. And then my kids really like to go over, not when we need them, just for fun, like to spend the night here and there.
Yeah, so we have a strong network, and then
but if I needed them on a Tuesday, they'd be here. Yeah, but that's the thing; they're just working. But if I needed them, they would be. We also
have a close family friend at this point now that has helped us with childcare when we need it as well.
Oh, they know Susie. Susie's the only babysitter we've ever had, and
she's amazing. She's almost part of our family. To be honest, we've known her forever. So she's the kids love her, and she's
fortunate enough to be able to pay someone to come be our support that we trust.
Yeah. But we've never did the nanny route. No. And our jobs are flexible enough, which is unique in our circumstance. And there are a lot of people that do not have that privilege that we've been able to do through our, I guess, entrepreneurial aspects. Before I didn't have that flexibility when I was with corporate America. Yeah. But we have the flexibility now for what we've been able to create is to be able to have more time to be able to cross over family and work, right?
Right.
And I will say since 2020, since COVID, there has been a little bit more acceptance of, I think, family and childcare because of just when things got crazy during COVID. I remember when I would.
What do you mean family?
Remember when I had my home office and I would have to pretend I wasn't at a home office because everyone thought it was an office.
Yeah.
But it was actually my home office.
Yeah.
It was corporate. There was a corporate culture. It'd be like, because everyone knew it was we didn't have a corporate office. So if I'm working from the computer, I'm either at a coffee shop or at my home.
Right.
But I had to be like, it's my office. I'm like, no, I can't hear my kids. Can't have it in the. I was like, trap myself away because I didn't want to have this. You had to have this facade or this almost imaginary pretend world that you're in an office now. And then since 2020 and everything kind of exploded in COVID, or it was like kids are wild.
Remember
in the background.
BBC video where the kid comes in with the wife in the background while he's broadcasting?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
But that's the reality of it. So I think there's a little bit more acceptance that life is part of it. Kids are part of it. And, you obviously have to want to be professional in your corporate world and things like that. But life does happen as well. But anyway, so that's when we've been fortunate to that. As far as for stresses, the family, I think just comes down to us being open. I don't know if I've ever felt overly stressed out at all about having your family or even my family come over to hang out. I actually like it. I genuinely I love when family comes over because I want my kids to see that as the normal.
I agree.
And that just goes into another question about our kids, the relationship with I'll summarize. I don't mean to look at it, but it was how are we raising our kids to look at family and look at friendships?
How do you explain family?
Yeah.
I think is what the question was.
How do you explain
family?
How
do you teach them about
I don't
family?
think you teach them, you show them.
Boom. Drop a mic drop.
I
think that's a good way to put it.
What are you going to do? Your daily actions.
Mic drop.
Podcast over. If you are toxic towards your family members or they're toxic towards you, if you're absent from them, if you don't talk to them, if you talk crap about them, what are they going to do?
I think there's a point when you become a parent where all selfishness really has to be shoved out the window, and you'll see that as you have kids. Your day is not your day anymore. You don't have a choice. You have to get them to places and whatnot. But I think the same thing applies for when you have children, even in your hard relationships. If you have grandparents or parents that you have issues with, but they're coming over and they're trying to be around your children, the worst thing you could do is let the kids in on how you feel about them when they're having their own relationship building.
Correct.
So you're stealing that from them by putting what you have bad with that person into them, which they don't know. They don't carry that same baggage. So it's none of their business. They're a child. You two figure your crap out or don't, but don't put it on that kid because you literally just stole a grandparent from that kid if you're projecting onto them. I think that's so wrong.
And there are grandparents out there, people as they age, they've recognized maybe mistakes they've made in the past and they want to make amends through their grandkids as well. And I it's probably hard to open yourself up, but it's not you, it's the kids, right? And it's to me, it's allowing them to be able to create their own relationships and genuine relationships. Now, again, we've talked about this. If there's real abuse and there's real problems that have happened in the past, that's a different situation. Right. But if there's things where there's, call it an unmet need, right? Not abuse.
No, I think it's more like this. You're still going to have conversations hey, why does Pop say so many no words?
Right.
Like,
there you go.
And then you have to have conversations. Like,
yeah, well, it's him.
Pops is an adult, and we don't talk like that, and we shouldn't say that. It doesn't mean to put them on a pedestal and make them perfect. You still have to have conversations. Yeah. They know they're not perfect, but I'm talking about like your angst about something that happened in the past. That kid doesn't need to know anything about that. It has nothing to do with their relationship with that person. So
I agree with that.
I feel like
I do.
Again, you got to. It's selfish. It's just so selfish, like to try to get someone on your side or to use the child against that person to hurt them by not having a good relationship. It just
we talked about that with the last one about even your, if you're in a
say less
split relationship.
I would say with children, say less until they get older.
Still want to be
and
honest.
They can take it. I was about to say until they get to an age where it seems more appropriate.
You don't have to lie to your kids.
No. Keep it vague for a minute.
Yeah. The details sometimes don't matter if the love is there. If your parents or whoever it may be, if they love on your kids and you do see genuine love there, that's part of it.
Let that be.
Yeah, let that be part of it. Maybe if you don't trust them to watch your kids, that's actually okay too, right?
Yeah,
but let the relationship grow to be what it may be without interjecting your own bias onto it. Because that's one thing. Even like, we talk, like I talk about interviewing. If you have a bias, if I tell one of my managers like, hey, we got this person, can you interview this person? They're already going to have a mindset of like, oh, Mike knows this person, we probably should consider hiring this person. But like, I've gone to telling people like, do not let anything I like literally remove myself. Decision's yours, no bias selection. And that's the thing is, it's like sometimes it's better them to find people because there's always going to be a bias.
What does the story have to do?
It's just saying about bias. If you're telling your kids about one thing, and if you had problems in situations, they'll have a bias towards finding an issue with it. So that's what it has to do with it.
I'm like,
just connecting the thought.
Said that. Okay.
I'm just connecting it somehow. Tying it together, putting a bow on it.
Okay. It was a messy bow, but I'm with you now.
Oh, so there it is.
I see the bow.
We got to it.
I got to the bow. I feel like we haven't been funny the last 2 episodes. We're not very comical right now. We're talking about very serious things.
They're serious things. What's the funniest story you have of my mom?
Your mom?
Yes.
I can't share some of them.
I can. I'll tell one. The one that you were like, "What is going on?" Remember when she came to our house when we moved in off of the house that we built, and she was standing up on the countertops, cleaning the inside of her lamps.
I was mildly offended. So this again, young 20s. Okay, first time I had a house.
You were mid-20s at that point.
Mid-20s, so it was my second house. And I was still in the mindset of like everything had to be stupid clean before my mother-in-law came and everything was perfect. And then she'd arrive and then just start cleaning things I didn't even think to clean. And I would be like, I'm not a good housekeeper. But that was just me being young. And now I don't do crap before Sue comes. I don't even go grocery shopping. She just shows up on a Friday and she goes to the grocery store, buys groceries, and like cleans throughout the weekend. And I'm like,
this is the best. Standing like,
oh, how I've evolved.
I think she was like 67 at the time, and she's standing up, and she's like, my mom's this tiny little petite thing, and she's like on the countertop inside the pendants.
Were like,
Mom, what are you doing?
Sue, what are you doing up there?
She's like, oh, I'm just cleaning the inside of the pendants and then vacuuming the annoying vacuum.
During the nap time. I remember that one. She always wanted to vacuum when the kids are sleeping. And I'd be like, like I would get onto Mike to tell her
and
to
what
stop.
I say, this is my mom's love language. Let's let her
then I'd say, let her do her love language in a different room, please.
I've gotten to the point where it's just let her do it. You got to the point too. Like, hey, if that's what she wants to do and it makes her happy, and it brings her joy.
Sue just does. I just let Sue do whatever she wants to do.
It's
Sue's world. We're just living in it.
Like she's to this day. I'm 49 years old, and she come over. She's like, let me buy groceries. I'm like, Mom, we can afford groceries. We're okay. She's like, nope. I want to do it. And it's like literally she's arguing at the countertop or at the cashier with the person. She's like, and she has cash too, which.
I finally told Mike, I'm like, just let her buy the dang groceries. Just let her buy the groceries. It like first made me feel guilty. I'm like, we need to be buying her groceries. And
what she wants to do.
Now it's like, I know she tells me because we don't live close, she never spends money on our family. And so that's the way of her feeling somewhat in her mind, like she's helping us of some kind. So once she kind of broke it down and it was like super genuine, I've never argued with her again because I think she really wants to do it. Otherwise, she feels like I've done all this for Jackie and Jen and I didn't do it for Mike. I think it makes her feel like I'm balanced a little bit as a mom, which I can understand that. I mean, I'm not there yet, but I want all my kids to feel like fair and equal. Yep. So even though you don't need it, it's the act. She feels good doing that.
What about your folks? Anything funny they've done we can think of?
Oh, yeah. It's like
funny
stuff. I don't have anything in particular.
Trying to think of like appropriate ones.
I see. Yeah, I know. We see them like every weekend. I feel
your dad. So Jen's dad at the brewery. So we opened up the brewery a couple years ago.
You talk about the chair?
Yes. Oh my god. And I don't know if we've talked this on the podcast. Sorry, you can fast forward this part, but this thing still cracked me up to this day because he was very, very invested in the early phases. He was like, he had retired as a police officer. He was doing the consulting company. He was waiting for he had like a 6-month hiatus that he was doing the next gig on. He's like, I'm just going to come help out the brewery while we were doing the construction phases. Yeah. So we finally get open. We have this one bar seat. He's like, that's my bar seat.
That's my seat at the bar.
My seat. So he's like, that's going to be my seat. And I show up and there's a plaque literally on the bar end.
Like a tiny one.
Tiny plaque. It says Pops.
It's gold and he cemented it to our bar top.
Yes.
The countertop, but it's on the side, so like your stomach touches it when you're like eating at the bar, and it's gold and it says Pops engraved. I go, Dad, looks like you died. It looks like a death chair.
It looks like an in memoriam of Pops.
But every time he comes to the brewery, he gets so pumped because the first thing he does is look at the poor soul that's sitting in his chair, and he goes up to them and he's like, excuse me, you're in my chair. And he like, that's his thing. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
He's like, points to the name.
He like points to the plaque.
So if you ever get accosted by Stone Cold Steve Austin at the brewery, that's Jen's dad.
Oh my gosh.
That's who he looks like.
But he's met friends doing that. So now he has a guy that he met sitting in his chair who like brings him bourbon.
Yeah, the bourbon chair.
He made friends by bullying people from sitting in this spot.
So Jen's dad has one, and then my dad, who eats there on Wednesdays usually, he has the opposite side, and he's like, well, I want my chair too. So on the other side now, I got the OG Mike Todrick sitting there.
Mike Todrick. Okay, so his plaque, my dad looks like a memoriam. Your dad's plaque looks like a headstone. It is so long and so big, and I'm like, what are you guys doing
here?
No one asked permission.
It's like tagging her.
Yes. None of the dads asked permission.
Your dad was spray painting the stage with his name last time we were
there.
No,
he wasn't.
He was like tagging it. He was like, this is my stage now.
That's a lie. Insane. The battle of the dads at the brewery.
No, it's fun though. I love it. I actually do love it. So yeah, there's been plenty of.
And the women don't do anything because they're normal and they're sane. They're mentally sound. No one's tagging or placking anything from the women. Only the men.
Yeah. Hey, your mom likes oils. I remember your mom being the oil lady. Remember early on when we met? She
essential oils?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. My mom liked essential oils before they were popular.
Yes, she did.
Like, we're talking way back, guys.
I'll say this about your mom. Your mom is always, like, 5 years ahead of health crazes before health crazes happen.
You're right.
Literally.
100%.
Legitimately. She's like, seed oils are inflammable. This is like 5-6 years ago. She's saying all these things. She's going through it. And I'm like, all right, Kathy, like what? But she's like spot on
it.
And she's spot on in it. And then 5 years later, it's like all the data starts coming out. I was like, geez, Kathy is dialed in.
Yeah.
But she's always. I remember she gave me one time that smelled like pizza. Remember the oregano? She gave me oregano one for something, and she put it on my hands, and I was like, "This is so good, Kathy." And I'm like, I smell like pizza for like I couldn't get it off for like a day.
My stomach hurts. I'm laughing so hard.
Do you remember this? I'm like,
yes,
man, it smell like pizza.
That's the one. She'll still use them on occasion. I'm not with her on the essential oils. I don't think they do crap, so I feel bad. I'm like, Mom, I don't want the oil on my stomach. I just am not with it. I'd rather pop a Tylenol.
I love the peppermint oil.
Yeah, it's
that stuff's legit. She put it on my temples one time. I was like, oh man, I loved it. She like put it right here.
Yeah,
I had a headache.
Then you should keep using them for that.
I know, but
see, I'm also not a big medicine person. I don't think to take medicine until you or Haley tell me to take it. I'm like, oh, my head is killing me. It's been 3 days. And you'll be like, did you take anything? And I'm like, no. I just never think to take medication. So weird. Is that a thing?
No, I think I
never think to take
you
it.
And I mean, from a standpoint, even just from our own perspective, we're not usually super quick to go to the doctor.
It's high pain tolerance related.
But like we'll give our kids, like if they have a fever, we'll give them.
Oh yes, medicine. I'm talking about me only.
I'm just saying him in general, but we don't usually quickly give our kids medicine. We don't quickly go to the doctor unless we have to. But
wait, what was the original question?
We're just saying funny stories about our parents. Yeah.
There's so many good ones about your mom. Hold on, let me dial in on this. Your mom will talk to anyone in the whole world.
She remember she met a lady on the airplane that was fans of yours, and she asked me to like send a video to her. So yeah, like it was, and they still talk now occasionally. They'll still text. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my mom and friends with anyone.
She like sat next to someone on the airplane and was making friends with them.
Best friends now, yeah.
And then found out that the people she was sitting next to were fans of mine. Came home, asked if I'd record a video with her so she could text the girl, and then they still talk.
That's awesome.
To this day.
Yeah. That's always been.
Sue.
My mom has never met a stranger, and the strangers will know all the intimate details of my life.
What's crazy about your mom is your mom is friends with everyone, but she has her judgy moments. She'll be like,
well, that's all.
Look at that guy over there. But she's the kindest person ever. Yeah. That's generation. Yeah.
You get, I think, kind of in your 70s, and you get to start.
We've been nice for so long.
I will say, what age? There has got to be an age out there, and if people know this, you can put it in the comments. There is an age where the give a crap level
tanks,
just goes away as far as like people just say what's on their mind. You're like, huh. That was out loud. You said that out loud.
Doesn't it sound like kind of freeing though?
I don't know.
Can't you wait to use the excuse of sorry, I'm just old and senile, and just say what you're senile. Actually perfectly fine.
Just, I guess it's like people. It's
we've been like so like PC for so long to just be like, bleh. Like I'm sorry, I'm old.
Like I said before, I worked in the medical field for a long time, and I had a lot of patients that were in their 70s, 80s, and man, there's some crazy things people said. You're like, okay. Those are comments.
Those are comments. Those are thoughts.
Those are some thoughts you got there. All right.
Okay.
Well,
that's funny.
We didn't even do this last episode. Man, we were so unfun last.
The jar of weird questions.
We didn't even do this last episode.
Yeah, we got to lighten this up.
What?
We can't go back in time, Michael.
I know. Well, we talked about that episode. Cannot go back in time.
Yeah.
All right. That's not funny. That was actually a serious one.
Horrible question.
We already did this one. We got to recycle some of these things. Okay.
Maybe I need to ask Instagram for new ones.
We did that one.
Why do they keep going back?
I don't think we did this one.
Okay.
If you were a lollipop, what flavor would you be and why?
That's a lame question. A lollipop?
Is it lame?
Who freaking cares? I guess I would be mystery flavor because I like to not know.
You would be a mystery flavor?
I like the surprise. And I try to guess it. I'll sit on a mystery airhead. I think I read this somewhere. My whole life, I thought you were trying to guess the airhead flavor that was in the white, and it's its own flavor.
It is its own flavor. It's like blue raspberry.
I learned this like 2 months ago.
It's like blue raspberry without flavor. It's just...
So every time Lil Jen ate an airhead, I'd be like, pretty sure this is freaking orange. God, well, I'm getting some, and I was getting no hints of that, but I was telling myself.
This one's still pickle.
Yeah.
This
I thought they were one of the original flavors.
Did you ever have meatloaf candy?
That doesn't exist.
I don't know. I think it does.
Meatloaf is gross.
Meatloaf is great, by the way. With ketchup, yum, put it on a sandwich, even better.
I've made my Mike meatloaf like 3 times in our whole existence together.
Meatloaf it's better the day after on a sandwich.
I should eat it now. It's just a hunk of meat.
Yeah. I think it has binder in it, though. Pretty sure.
What lollipop would you be, Mike?
What lollipop would I be? I'm kind of a classic guy.
Cherry?
Right? No.
Grape?
No. I have layers of complexity.
Onion flavor?
No. I'd be a Tootsie Pop because I'm hard on the outside and soft. Really gooey.
Not hard on the outside.
Yeah,
I love that you think that about
complex.
yourself.
I go through evolutions of flavor. Yeah. I'm very
have a lot of knowledge and facts in there, so you have to get the layers of information to get to the middle. I would be the
chocolate Tootsie Roll Pop with the Indian with the star. You know what I'm talking about?
But what flavor?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know, because I used to think you could get free ones if you had the star. I think that was all a lie. I think it was all a lie.
I've done it.
I think it was a lie.
How do you? I've done it. How is it a lie if I've redeemed it?
Where did you redeem it?
In my mind, I redeemed him at the corner store, but I think that's a fake memory.
So you're
pretty sure it's a fake memory.
You're wrong.
Here, let me read that one. Is it random?
Oh, I dropped it.
Okay.
My fingers didn't close fast enough on the paper.
Here,
like a
find one. We actually literally gotta rewrite some of these.
Honey, if you were a lollipop, what flavor would you be and why? Come on, take it out of there.
Tootsie. Classic. Tootsie Roll Pop. What are they called? Tootsie Pops? Tootsie Pops?
Oh, I love this.
Okay.
What's our worst pet peeves of each other?
Let's end on a fight.
I have to think, actually. I love that I couldn't come up with something quickly, now that I think about it.
The only one, and you're going to get defensive, because the second I say something, you're like, you get
No, I won't. I won't say anything.
The only one that does drive me a little bit crazy is old coffee cups and old yogurt and old cereal bowls get left out occasionally. All the time. On your bedstand or in the bathroom. Or they get moved onto my sink. That's it. And it's a small one. It's a small one.
It's true.
It's not a big deal.
I know. No one can be perfect, but we can be close.
Do I say anything anymore?
You don't.
And I just grab it and I throw it away.
Okay, do you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes just for funsies, I'll take all the cups and I'll put them on your side just for fun. Just to see if you say anything.
And you know what? I've gotten so used to it.
You just move it back. And then I wait till you leave and I'm like putting on makeup. And then I'm like.
We did. I don't know. It must have been. God, it was almost last year. I think it was like 6 that you'd go in and then I started putting them in your sink.
Yeah, you did.
And then you would take another one and then you put them back in my sink and then eventually we just
a fun game.
And we never even argued about it. We just kept moving your garbage back and forth between sinks.
True. It's just my room is a really, really far away from the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I just wait till you do it.
And also
do you know what I got to think of my pet peeves. Hold on. I've got a few.
I know. I leave the lights on. I leave the cabinets open.
You're so right. I didn't even think about that.
I leave the cabinets open occasionally. I have ADD. It's my fault.
I have ADHD and I don't do any of that crap.
So see, it's my fault. I said it's my fault. Okay. I didn't say it's not my fault. Take ownership of my
I do
actions.
have the main pet peeve that encapsulates a few things. And you also don't think this about yourself. You're a little bit of a slob.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not.
We drop trout.
A little disorganized.
We drop trout next to the bed and leave our clothes and step over them for a week. Your hats, your shoes, all of your paraphernalia is always just constantly what I pick up all day. And if beer cans on back of sofa tables, just did it last night.
I haven't, a beer can?
It wasn't last night. It was a few nights ago.
About more than that. Listen.
A little slobbish.
No, I make piles.
Just add some.
I make
Okay,
piles,
thank you for proving my point right there.
Organized piles. I'm not dirty, but I do make piles.
You're not dirty, you're a slob.
No.
You don't have organization.
Slob's dirty. I'm disorganized.
Okay, let's tell a story. Story time.
I'm not the most, I will say this as well. Like I'm very organized on my computer. I know where all my files are. Like certain things I've had to like train myself, like very much like do this or you're going to lose everything. It was like schoolwork and things like that I got organized on. But then it's like on my desk, there'll be like a giant pile of mail. I'm like, oh gosh, I got to go through this mail. It's like, I hate that. I don't like organizing. It's like I hate taxes and I hate expense reports. I don't like accounting. They're boring. It's organizing. That's why you like Rummikub. Ugh. Boring. Organizing.
So, yeah, you're not dirty. You're just a slob.
Okay.
That's all. You leave everything around. It's just the same thing as like, honey, you can't sit here and openly admit that you never turn lights off and you leave cabinet doors, but you pick up after yourself constantly. No. It doesn't go hand in hand. And the best part is he organized 4 drawers in our entire home. And the drawers are this big. They're
6 drawers.
Tiny
and I have
little
labels.
2x2s. And they're the electrical cords. Yeah. And he comes in and he's like,
somebody used it.
I had this labeled. Why did no one put this back in this drawer? And I'm like, oh, don't feel bad for you, dude, because you don't know where anything is in this house.
Listen, if we put labels everywhere, I would. I took the time to make the label maker says portable chargers, which, by the way, we lose those. Those and kids' water cups. Those are the 2 things that like seem to disappear constantly.
Probably in all of my bags, my purses, if I'm going to be real. Yeah, so that's my biggest pet peeve. If you could be more
can I give you one more?
Oh, sure, lay it on me. I'll have another one for my backup.
You have a tendency to not know where your keys are, or you'll lose a key and be like, it's no big deal.
Oh, totally. This man This man will make you think our house is burning down.
Who loses their car keys? And
it's not losing. It's just misplacing, and I know I'm going to find it when I pick up this house, and I always do. He gets all in a tizzy as we're 15 minutes late. God forbid we can't find the backup key when I have the other key in my hand. I'm like, Mike, but it's not a lot. Not the time.
Like my mind doesn't work there. My mind's like, this is how you get in our house. This is how you get into the cars.
Because it's in a purse somewhere. No, it's not gone. I just don't have it in my hand to show you right this second.
So yeah. Okay. There you go.
One is stronger than the other based on pet peeves.
I don't know what that means.
Meaning all I do is leave coffee cups around.
I was being nice.
Lay it on me. Tell me what you really feel. We need only honest opinions here, Mike.
Those are honest opinions.
This is a safe space.
That's fine.
There's only friends listening to this. Small group of friends. Come on, lay it on me.
That's it. Tell me what else you think.
I'm just kidding. I think on that note, we have now put a completion on family relationships.
Yeah.
And I think we're good.
I'm sure there's going to be plenty more conversations we could have about this one. But yeah
I think we covered 2 parts. So again, if you missed the first week, go back and watch that first week.
And again, from everything that Jen and I say is always from our point of view and the things that we've been through. And there's a lot of people that have different circumstances and life basis.
We only have our perspectives.
Yeah. And like I said, and if there's, take it from where we come from a place that, this way we talk works for us. So we're going to just speak the way that we want to speak. And, hopefully you guys get something out of it. So I think it was, I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it was good. All right. Well, if you have any comments, suggestions, please email youmeandmikepodcast@gmail.com. Again, that is all spelled out. youmeandmikepodcast@gmail.com. If you would like to leave us a review, we would love that too if it's a positive review. If not, we will catch you on the next episode next week. And we don't even know what we're going to talk about next week. So...
And let your friends know about it if you like it too. Why not? Right?
Share the pod.
Share the pod.
We appreciate it
so much. It's like when you're at church. Like, bring a friend.
Yes.
Bring a friend to the pod.
Podcast is like church. Very. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.
I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah.